If you're a Muslim and you care about the Ummah, especially the next generation, whether you're a parent or not, this video is for you. So Dalia Ayub shared this clip of Sami Hamdi on her IG story, and then check out what someone replied to her, because I really love Dalia Ayub's perspective on this.
I am begging you to move out of this idea that Muslims don't have power. The Ummah has never been weak. The Ummah just goes through phases where it doesn't deploy its power.
So after sharing this video, someone replied and said, I wonder how his mother raised him, mashallah. And this is what Dalia Ayub says, which I really like this perspective. She replied, most likely normal, most amazing and impactful individuals are not raised by their parents, but by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. This is the case for most prophets. And she gives some examples. So Prophet Adam had no parents, Ibrahim, bad kafir parent, Prophet Yusuf, no parents until he reunited with them at age 50 plus, Musa taken away from infancy and raised in the Pharaoh's house as his parent, Muhammad, both parents dead by the age of 5.
SubhanAllah, I try to be a bit reserved when it comes to these opinions that people would just be shocked by, because it's not the norm. Parenting is important, but when you look at parenting in Islam, it wasn't just the mom and dad that did the parenting in society. It was the entire community. It was the entire Medina. So you would have children actually growing in, having the children being raised in the masjid, in the streets, in the community, sometimes even exchanging kids. The Rasul ﷺ took Ali ibn Abi Talib from his father, who was Abu Talib, when he got married, so that he can look after him and just ease the burden financially on his father. So societies were not like societies now. So the parenting in our societies today actually is not Islamic at all, because what happens is that it came from the West, the concept of it and how we're supposed to do it, and the parenting books and the tons of stuff from that, because it puts so much pressure on the parents. So, and the pressure, one of the parents have to make the money, and usually it's the woman who she's given the burden of the tarbiyah, and then she loses herself in the journey of trying to raise her children. So she compromises on her deen, on her ibadah, on her Quran, because that's the only way to do it, because she has to do tarbiyah, and tarbiyah that cannot be done by one person. It's a village responsibility. So she gives sacrifices, and if she doesn't, she feels guilty and bad. If she works, she feels guilty and bad, or she's labeled in society as somebody who wanted her career or education or whatever over her family, subhanAllah. So the kids are raised with a parent who is not fulfilled, and no matter what they give them, it's never going to be enough from one person, subhanAllah. So that creates insecurity in the household. It's not stable, and children grow up, most kids like ISIS, I do the mentoring program, 90, I can honestly say, I've mentored like so far 500 sisters where I actually spoke to them one-on-one, and got to know them in their personal lives. I can say with confidence that 90% of these women were traumatized by their parenting, and they came from households and families, our cultures, like the mother cares about the family, she cares about the house, she cares about raising the children. They came from families who were supposed to actually be the good ones, and the good ones produced traumatized kids, and those children are now healing from the trauma they grew up with, subhanAllah. But as I mentioned, subhanAllah, looking at the Rasul ﷺ and the prophets, they were not raised by immediate parents. As a matter of fact, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves somebody, Allah raises them. Allah says to Musa alayhi salam, وَاصْطَنَعْتُكَ بِنَفْسِي, I raised you. Anyway, subhanAllah, I can go on, it's really interesting. It's against cultural norms, but generally speaking, I can say that the woman, I'm talking about mothers because I work with mothers, I don't know like the father's aspect, but tarbiyah wise, the woman who prioritize their ibadah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and themselves before their children. So they have structures, they care about their health, their well-being, their mind, their deen, their Quran, which may look, they seek knowledge and they travel and they do that kind of stuff. They may seem, in society, especially in our cultures and, non-Muslim cultures as well, they are seen as not good mums, but they are the best mums, like they raise the best kids, and the children love them the most, and they have the healthiest and most balanced kids, subhanAllah. Versus the mothers who sacrifice everything for their children, and they stay with them 24/7, and they give them everything. These kids actually become entitled, and they don't even appreciate, and it's just wrong, subhanAllah. And this realization and belief, if people were to adopt it, that would take so much pressure away from the parents, and they would do parenting in a better way, subhanAllah, that they would know the best form of parenting is parenting yourself, actually. That's what the best kind of parenting is, parenting yourself. Dysfunctional parenting comes when there's that imbalance, where the focus is on the kids only, and most of the times. And subhanAllah, when people start understanding this as well, it removes even from adult children all the issues that they have, because there's so many adult children that blame their parents, and they can live their entire lives traumatized by their parents, trying to heal from their parents, being triggered by their parents, saying that everything has, khalas, they've damaged for life. But when you just don't give them like the huge emphasis or the huge burden, like that would just remove their, subhanAllah, people would actually, it would be better and easier for people to heal as adult children. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guide us to become the best parents that we can for our children and for our ummah, because parenting is not just for our children. People, when they think of parenting, they think immediate children. I teach ladies that parenting is something that everybody should do, whether you get married or you never get married, whether you can bear children or whether Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not bless you with children. You're a murabbiya, you're a parent. We just, especially mothers, subhanAllah, we have wombs, and this is rahmah in itself. So we just have to change perspective, and I think Gaza has helped us just realize that everything that we have to be taught, many things about our systems are just lies, and we need to disconnect from them and go back to our ways.